it's not.
No.
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 Well, in my opinion, it's never okay to be rude to somebody, whether they're different than you or your best friend.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, kind of in a way.
Yeah.
I once saw a person who was calling someone names because they didn't know them that well. Somebody like brags about how they're rich and people don't
Someone
like it.
was actually being punched and thrown.
Just like if a person's like walking like in school and then they go, "Wow, her clothes are so ugly" or something. Like she must be so
Like
weird.
their clothing, like people just judge them.
Yeah. I have a friend who is Asian and she like gets a lot of discrimination like because of like her race, and I think it's like
And
rude and stuff.
a kid moved from a different country and he had an accent. Kids were being mean to him.
I witnessed probably like homeless people and people, say things to them or kind of, push them out of the way or just, ignore them if they're talking to them because they, think that they want something from them.
I would say all the time growing up, kids are mean. Oh, I've seen it a lot of times, and I've seen it like when I was in high school.
The town that I grew up in, there were no black families, and a black family moved into our neighborhood, and they were a very nice, kind family. They probably had about 3 or 4 kids, just like another neighbor, but there was someone else in the community that did not want blacks to move in, so they actually got a cross and burned it in their front yard when I was growing up. So they didn't know this family. The family was named the Davises, and they were very kind people, but this crazy guy decided to burn the cross in his yard. So that wasn't treating them very nicely.
Like if you're at a hotel or something and people treat like the workers, like the people that clean the room or tote the bags, they treat them poorly.
Let's see. A girl in college that kind of dressed strangely. She had kind of a beehive hairdo and she wore a lot of crazy makeup, so people assumed that she was strange, so they kind of treated her accordingly. They didn't engage her in conversation. They were snickering behind her back and just generally didn't interact with her the way that they would interact with other people.
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
No.
Not to their face.
Yes.
I try not to, but I think every person has certain prejudices that
I'm
they
sure
do
I
that.
have, but I can't recall at this time any specific examples.
I don't know that I've necessarily treated them poorly. Sometimes maybe I've avoided them or ignored them.
Honestly, probably.
I don't think so.
No, but sometimes I think it's like hard not to because it's almost as like not that we've been taught it, but we think it's
Because
okay.
like I like didn't mean to be mean. It's just like I think it.
I don't know. I was just being a really bad person.
I think it might have happened more when I was younger. You just had a certain arrogance or a certain I'm better than them attitude.
Because just because they're different doesn't mean you always have to be mean to them. Treat them nicely. Be nice to people who are different.
Just because someone looks mean doesn't mean
You don't know their personality. Because if you keep an open mind about people, you actually can actually feel good about them, and you won't feel like they're weird or something. Because then you can understand them more. Because they might have like a really nice
Because you never know like who they could be, and you can't just judge someone by how they look or just like what they do or what they have come
Because doesn't matter what's on the outside,
Well,
matters
when
what's
you're
on the inside.
prejudiced against people, you will never like really get to know them, and they can be like one of the most
Well,
amazing people
because
you've ever met.
sometimes outward appearances might give you a preconceived notion about somebody, and they might have different qualities than what.
Well, for a number of reasons. One is that each of us has only walked in our own shoes. We've never experienced what any other person
Well,
has experienced.
What you realize once you get to know people is that they're just like you in many ways.
Because you can learn so much from people, and what you see is not always what you get. And there's many, many interesting people in the world. And just because someone's skin is a different color, or they may be slow, or something like that, it doesn't mean you can't learn from
Because
them.
sometimes just because someone looks differently doesn't mean that they're not a good person. And so sometimes it requires you to look deeper than the surface. So you need to engage people in conversation and get to know them, and then judge them on their personality and their character.
Well, because everyone has a right to be a human being and be basically treated well, unless they've done something really horrible and they've committed some kind of a crime against other people.
So that you're fair to everyone, so that you don't hurt anyone's feelings.
It's the right thing to do.
My family.
Someone who taught me that would probably be like my parents.
My mom and dad taught me that, and also when I manage people, I learned that.
Parents.
My parents?
My parents.
My parents.
Well, I imagine my parents did.
Everybody's the same by not treating people badly, by giving them the respect they need, and not punching them or throwing them or whatever we do to hurt. By telling people to stop and being a good example. Be nicer to each other, and the world will be a happier place.
We can not judge people so much and get to know a person before you judge
But
them.
not judging people. They can just respect everyone around them and just respect themselves and just treat everyone the
I
same.
think we can definitely like keep an open mind, and like I think we should definitely like take more action when there's like bullying and like hate crimes and like thing like that like cause harm to people.
Just simply try and treat everyone fairly.
I think by just treating other people the way you want to be treated, if we live by that golden rule, then it probably would be a much better
We
world.
have to kind of think about how we're more similar to other people than we realize, instead of how different.
Just be more friendly and open-minded, and try to, reach out to other people that are different than you and get to know them and try to
I
understand
think you
them
bring
better.
the best out in people when they know that they're safe around you, that they're free to make mistakes, they're free to be imperfect, keep on the path of being. Nobody's above treating somebody
Just
poorly.
realizing that everyone is unique and different, and just because someone appears to dress differently, that they can be a very kind and good person, and we need to get to know them.
You should treat everybody.
Well, I think there would be a lot less wars if people made the opportunity to get to know people.
Be fair to each and everyone.
Helping at my house people who are being bullied. Try to be nice to everybody. By telling someone to stop.
Remind people if they're not very nice. I can just say, look.
I can like help like at school. I can like if I see someone like bullying someone because of like their race or like religious or like beliefs or anything like that, I could definitely like step in and tell them like or like stop the hate.
Well, I think you just have to always keep an open mind and be willing to get to know people before you judge them.
Just try to remember that. Treat people the way I want to be treated.
I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. I have to think about that. That would be something that I have to work
think
on.
just
I don't know.
continue to be the person that I am and try to set an example.
Well, I'm a firm believer that love is what life is all about. So if you give love,
I think it's an active
receive it.
thing. You have to consciously and continually throughout your life consider other people and where they may be at before judging previously or prematurely.
Just give people a chance to talk to you and get to know you, and make your decision on who they are after you've spoken to them, and